Hey guys, it's Caleb. I just wanted to make a quick video showing two of my favorite knives in my collection that I'm actually letting go because I've had people do this in the past and somebody just did it again where they go ahead and offer me a ton of money, and at a certain point I personally have learned to recognize that like stuff just isn't worth a certain amount to me. Now, other collectors, I get it. You want that model. You've always wanted it. You're going to pay it. But it gets to a certain point where I'm like, let me just show you. Let me show you an example. The knives that I just sold were these two Infidels in the single-edged S30V. These are the model number 3310. From what I understand, they made these for a very short period when they first introduced the Infidel, and maybe they didn't sell well compared to the double-edged, and so Benchmade discontinued them. That's just speculation, but S30V, they currently make the regular Infidel with the dual-edged blade in D2, which is kind of sad. They've made that for like a decade now because D2 in an OTF is like, I don't think that's a great idea. Anyways, besides the point, these are very cool and rare models. And I always wanted to just keep them. I remember years ago seeing Nut and Fancy carry one on his YouTube. This exact model right here in the satin finish, the single-edged. And I was like, wait, there's a single-edged Infidel? Because to me, that makes more sense than the dual-edged. But I found a guy on Facebook selling them maybe 6 or 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. And I picked them up. This one is just such a stout, thick blade for an OTF. I'm telling you, these are just awesome. But I have a Pagan, Benchmade Pagan right here, single-edged as well. This cost me 150 bucks. $150, and I got this. I have a hard time justifying in my life. Now, if I was a millionaire, maybe I wouldn't have an issue with it, but this is a $150 knife to me because that's what I paid for it. Even though these did sell for around like $300-400 new. These are also discontinued, by the way. But you can pick these up a little bit more. Usually, I've seen these around like $250 on Facebook, $300. You can also pick up the dual-edged Infidels. Not this one in the blue limited edition, but just a regular double-edged Infidel, like this one shown here, with the black handle scales. You can pick these up for like $250 on eBay all day long. So my point is there a worthy difference with that price? Because I had multiple people offer me $700-800 for both of those. I'm not gonna keep them. I'm not gonna keep them. That's just not worth it to me. You know, there's a lot of crazy custom knives at that price point that you could pick up. The old Brian Ty model I had was a good example of that. And I've already got other Infidels. These are just a few that I grabbed, so I just don't need to keep them. And it is what it is. Maybe you watching this, maybe you love the single-edged Infidel and you would pay $700 or $800 for this, but I just can't see myself keeping it when somebody offers me that much money. I had a blue 940. Currently, I only have this one, which is an auto, but I had a blue one. It was the Knife of the Month edition from October 2000. Very sought after. Some of those 940s, the OG colorways, like the red, the blue, some of the titanium, rare Damascus bladed versions, the gold class models go for a ton of money. I mean, that was just an aluminum scaled 940 with a 154 cm blade, nothing crazy. But because it was blue, it sold for like over $1,000. Somebody paid for it from me. And I didn't pay that much. I'll tell you right now, I did not pay that much. But I'm always lurking on the Facebook site, Facebook groups. forms, and I'm always there. Just in the background, just if I see a post pop up, I see stuff once in a while. It's actually on my feed once in a while when I open up Facebook. I just see somebody just on my regular home feed on Facebook posts a knife for sale on one of the knife groups. And sometimes it's something rare like this. The Benchmade, I think it's the Gaucho. I could be totally wrong, but I think it's called the Gaucho. Limited edition in M4. I don't remember the date when this was released. I tried to look up knives that, I'm not sure about and research them when I buy them. I think this was like an 08, 09, right around that time period. This is a very rare Osborne design you don't see often. Reminiscent of the 940 handle scales, but these are beautiful. I mean, look at this textured pattern. Kind of reminds me of like a Japanese sand garden. So cool. Picked that up recently. I also got this LFTI. This is another rare discontinued Benchmade. Somebody swapped it to tip up, so they tapped some screw holes. Great detent on this. Just not something I can say about all Benchmades, especially their frame locks. But just buttery smooth. Thought it looked good next to the full-size skirmish. I bring this out of the display case and just look at it sometimes. Seriously, out of all my knives, I don't really care to check in on anything else. This is just such a beauty. Benchmade should have never discontinued the skirmish. This thing's massive, by the way. I brought out the 0561 on the table here just for comparison. This is a big knife, so. So sick. And then I also picked up this Bradley Alias. Does anybody know? Is this from the factory? Or has this been bedazzled outside the factory? Because this is a first production run. Bradley Alias. These were designed to kind of compete with Sebenzas at the time. Like these are like the budget Sebenza. Oh, by the way, check out that anodization going on around the handle scales. The titanium scales have been anodized. I've never seen it done like that. They kind of look like they've been like hammered as well. They have a cool finish to them. Is that beautiful? That is sexy. Where's the Sabrosa at? Did I put it back in here? I have a Benchmade Sabrosa, and the reason I wanted to compare the two was because the handle scales, the scales here, look at that design pattern. Don't those look similar? I'm wondering if that's from the factory, because if they were capable of doing it with the Sabrosa, but man, look at that texture work. See how fine it gets? I don't know. Those are sexy though, huh? Picked this up at REI recently for $110, the garage sale. This is the Bug Out from REI, the exclusive at REI. The titanium milled scales, gorgeous. I don't like the Bug Out, the regular plastic Bug Out. It's always felt cheap to me. But this one has M390 and titanium handle scales, and it's super lightweight. Red barrel spacers in the back there. This is a nice knife right here. I'm telling you, for 110 bucks. I think that sells for over 300 at REI. Yeah. Blast from the Past, another beautiful Benchmade. The Gold Class Striker from like 2016. The Odenheim Damascus Blade, number 352. This pocket clip was custom made from a guy at the factory. He got some of the carbon fiber from the factory. The exact carbon fiber they used on the scales, he had some of it, and he cut these custom clips and was selling them online in a Facebook group, so I hit him up. You don't want to know how much I paid for that clip. That was years ago, though. Anyways, the original point of this quick vid that has now turned into 10 minutes plus was these single-edged infidels are going bye-bye, and I'm sad to see them go because these were some of my favorite Benchmades. But if you're going to offer me a lot of money, what I think is a lot of money, I don't know, maybe you're watching this and you don't think $800 for one of these is a lot, but to me, $800 is a lot of money for an infidel. And I hope the guy I'm sending these to really appreciates them as much as I did, if not more. And I hope they, I don't know. Some of these knives are going up in value. I don't know what to tell you. If I was to put what you see just here on eBay, it would go for an astronomical amount. And that's just the way it is right now. So it's a good time to sell, I guess, if you're a collector. You know, knives have been, maybe they've been getting more popular. I don't know. I've never lost money on knives I buy, but I also am like constantly looking for deals, and I see deals pop up, and a lot of guys in the community on Facebook know me, and if they see a good deal, sometimes they'll let me know about it. But you got to be quick because they don't usually last very long. Anyways, I went to the Kershaw sale recently, picked up a bunch of rare Kershaws as an example. I've got a bunch of these titanium scaled, those anodized titanium scale Kershaw Leaks with 154 cm blades. These were not available for sale to anybody besides those that went to the Kershaw sale. So that was kind of a cool little pickup. I've got like 20 of those, a bunch of these knockouts. I bought tons of chef knives, like 50 of these Kershaw Blurs in M4 steel. So I have quite a few knives I actually need to sell and give away as gifts, and yeah, lots of stuff. So anyways, just wanted to make that video and talk about that. Have a good one, guys, and thanks for watching if you watch this video, because I know I don't post much and I know I suck at YouTube, and that's just the way it's always been. But I'm alive and I still love Benchmade knives. Peace out, guys.